getting impacted by AI. Coding or programming is no exception. Gone are the days when you have to sit for hours, write automation script, get your task done. Also, gone are the days when to develop a small scale application, a team of developers for necessity. Today, coding is getting transformed into higher dimensions, vibe coding. And what is driving the change? It's the agentic AI. It has been changing the way business used to operate. Today, I'm going to walk you through the exact same process where I will be walking you through the entire process of building an AI agent from very scratch. In this video, we will be building an AI agent for automating the email where our agent will be able to read, reply, and even summarize them for you. This will at least make your inbox hate you a little less. And this is just one of the use case that I will be discussing. There are n number of other tasks that you can automate from the AI agent. And yes, this isn't one of those download the shady extension and sell your soul hacks. This is real step by step beginner friendly tutorial using cool stuff like LLM, LangChain, CreUI and bit good old Python. So let's quickly see what we will be covering today. First, we will be looking at what an AI agent is, how to use LLMs, LangChain and CreUI, and lastly, how to fetch unread mails, summarize them and send auto replies in real time. And to help you implement the same, I will be giving you the code walkthrough where I will be talking about the entire code line by line. And yes, it's actually build your own AI agent from very scratch. Coming to the first question that should hit your head, that is what actually AI agent is. The agent is an autonomous system that senses its environment, reason about it, and act on it. Internally, it's structured into modules to keep perception, logic, and execution separate. But together they form a complete intelligent unit. This entire loop from sensing to acting is what defines the behavior of an AI agent. An AI agent is a system that can perceive its environment, make decisions using the knowledge and the memory, take action and achieve the specific goal, and goes in the loop. Let's start with an environment. This is everything an AI agent interacts with. It could be the real world or a digital space. Technically, the environment provides the observable input, the sensors like microphone, cameras, temperature. These are all the external stimuli that agent just detect and respond to. In short, this is where the data originates, and it's all where the agent sends back its action and responses. Next, we have the perception. It's the part of the agent responsible for processing raw input that basically gives you the input meaning from the environment and covering them into structured and meaningful data. Technically, this could involve things like speech to text conversation, natural language processing for understanding text, image recognition for visual data. Key idea here is to perception acts as interface between raw data and internal technology. Now, let's move to the decision making. This is the core reasoning engine of the agent. Technically, this is where the agent evaluates current inputs and against its memory and knowledge to decide what to do. Now, the action module. This is where the agent executes the chosen responses. Actions can take many forms depending on the use cases. Generating text, example, chatbot responses. Calling APIs, example, sending an alert mail. Typically, where you integrate your tools like GPT modules, messaging APIs. So technically, this is the bridge between the internal decision and the external outputs. Now that we have all the pieces, perception, decision making, and the action, let's wrap them all in one main component that is called an agent. Now, to make this whole system work, we have three main components. The first one is the LLMs, large language models. This is the brain of the operation. It is actually understands language, read emails, write responses, and make things sound human. Think of it like an AI agent knows how to read, write, and understand. LangChain help us to talk to the brain. It's like a translator between the code and the AI model. LangChain help us to structure conversations, handle prompts, and manage how the AI respond to the different situations. The second one is the Creo AI. Now this is where it gets really fun. Creo AI let us build an entire team of AI agents. You can give each one of the role like email reader, summarizer, and responder. And CrewUI manages them like a project manager. It assigns a task, set a goal, and make sure everything runs smoothly. Put them all together, and you have basically got your mini AI powered workforce running behind the scene. Alright, before diving into the code and getting our AI agent into a poor inbox, let's set everything up in the PyCharm because no one likes error popping half the way through. We are going to create a virtual environment. This is like giving a project a clean room to work in with no outside junk, just what you need. Okay. Step 1. Create the virtual environment. In the terminal inside PyCharm or any terminal, type this statement. The command tells the Python to create a folder called venv, which will contain all the project dependencies, totally isolated from rest of the system. Step 2. Activate the virtual environment. For Windows, next command to type is this. If you are on Windows, this will activate the environment. You know it's working because the terminal will show venv in the front of the prompt. If you are on the Mac or Linux, use the source code instead. Same effect of the environment is now active and ready for the Python. If you see the error, command not found, cannot be loaded because of the running script is disabled, don't panic. On Windows, just run the PowerShell as admin and type this one. Install all the required libraries which are visible on your screen. Now, we will walk through the code line by line. So let's get started with the code. Open the PyCharm, make a file, go on desktop, new, file, make a main file, let's say auto underscore mail dot py. This is the file where you are going to code. Make a new file, go on desktop, new file, make an environment file, name it like .env. In this file, you are going to store your username, password and the API key. And remember, in this email password, you have to use your app password. You can just go to your Google account, manage your Google account, enable two-step verification, and add your app password to it. And use the app password instead of your email password. Go back to your main file and starting with the code. The first part is the import files. This is the most important part of the code that allows your code to run error free. Then we have this printing statement that shows that a code has started. Code started. Then we have to load that .env file that we have just created. We have created this file so that we can store a username, password and the API key that we don't want to hardcode in the main code. Going back to the code, in this particular part of the code, we are importing the email from the env file that we have just created and the password and the API key. Grabbing the username from the environment. In the similar way, we are grabbing the password and the API key from the environment. Through this printing statement, we are ensuring that all the credentials are, all the creds are imported perfectly. Before coming to this IMAP server and SMTP server, I just want to let you know that Gmail talks in IMAP and SMTP. Gmail talks in IMAP and SMTP. Basically, IMAP enables to read the files. IMAP will basically allow you to read the mails and the SMTP will allow you to send the mails. These are the IMAP port number and the SMTP port number, and these are the default values and you don't need to change it. This allows you to read the mail with the security, read mail securely, and this allows you to send the mail securely. Coming to the LLM is equal to chat OpenAI, this particular line will allow you to initialize the ChatGPT language model using the Open API key. You can fetch the API key from DeepSeek R1 from this site. Go on the API section, click on Create API key, go on Create API key, name your key, let's say test.key, click on Create, copy this, go back to your code and just paste it in the Open API key section in the .env file. We are using it as an LLM that can perform various NLPs, for example like classification and analyzing patterns and giving it in human readable form. Now coming to the agents, we are creating an agent to summarize and read the mails in your inbox. To this agent, we are assigning a role to read the emails. The goal is to understand and summarize the incoming email. We are providing a backstory to it that you are skilled in extracting relevant information from the messages. In this particular part of the code, we are defining a function to decode the weird email subjects, including, for example, like this. That is not in a human readable form. In this particular part, we are breaking the pieces into human readable form. Breaking into pieces in human readable form. And this particular part of the code allows us to rebuild it in human readable form and reconstruct it, basically rebuilt it. And then we have this def clean function here. We have created this function to remove all the special characters, from the mail, and this will only keep the letters and the spaces in the mail body and the spaces in the body. And this particular line will allow us to iterate through the each part of the mail, Then we have this fetch function here. This allows us to fetch the unread emails, in inbox. Then we have this particular line that allows us to securely log in. And this particular line allows us the username and the password. And in this particular line, the creds are there to log in, And in this particular line, we'll get into the inbox of the mail, And in this particular line, it will see for all the unread mails, And in this particular line, it will create a list of all the unread mails, And in this particular line, we are creating an empty list to store all the unread mails, Then we have this for loop here. In this particular for loop, we are iterating through all the unread mails, And in this particular line, we are fetching all the content of the body to fetch all content in body. Then we have this raw email message data. This allows us to get the raw emails, And in this particular line, we are parsing through all mails in readable form. In this particular line, we are getting and decoding the subject lines of the mail, And in this particular line, we are getting the sender's email address. In this particular part, we are starting with an empty body, And in this particular line, we are checking if the mail has multiple parts or not. For example, like text plus HTML. In this for loop, we are walking through all the parts of the mail. In this particular if loop, we are trying to get the plain text, and breaking out of the loop if we get the plain text. Break out if we get the plain text. Coming to the else part of the loop, if we only have the one part in the mail, then we started encoding the mail, get encoding, and then we will lastly decode the mail, decode the body of the mail. In this particular part of the code, we are saving the cleaned email data into a list. Save clean email data in the list. And then we securely log out of the mail. Logs out of the mail. Now coming to the send mail function. This is basically the function to send the replies to a mail. Send replies to the mail. In this particular line, we are creating multi-part email object. Create multi-part mail object. In this particular line, we set the email headers, such as senders, recipients, and the subject. And In this particular part, we attach the plain text to it. Attach plain text to it. In this particular line, we are actually connecting to Gmail SMTP server. Connect to Gmail SMTP server. And in this line, we are using inscriptions. Inscriptions for sending the mails. These are the email username and the password for the login credentials. And in this particular line, we are actually sending the mail. Actually sending the mail. Coming to the main part of the program, we are getting all the unread mails here. Unread mails here. We are collecting the count of unread mails. Count unread mails. And then if we don't have any count, then we simply reply with no new mails. And if we have the mails, we will see the count of unread mails here. In this particular for loop, we are iterating through all unread mails and giving the task in the description to the agent that gives the summary of the unread mails. Get the summary of unread mails. In this particular line, we are utilizing the Creo UI to assigning the task to the agent. Assigning task using Creo UI model. In this particular part of the code, we are allowing the Creo AI to do its work. Do work. And extract the summary out of it. Summary extract. In this particular part of the code, we are just printing the email details and the summary and sending the reply. I will get back to you later shortly. And at last, it shows that all the auto replies were sent. Let's run the code. The output has been generated. It has printed started, that we just printed at the start, started. And then it has loaded the environment that we have created. It has my email username and the password, and the open API key is true that we have generated. I don't have any new mail in my inbox, so it's showing no new email, and the exit code 0. That means our code has no errors. If I would be having any mail in my inbox, this would be the auto reply that I would be sending. I will get back to you later shortly. This I got during the testing time of my code. Now we will discuss the workflow for the same. Now we are going to start by adding our first node, that is a chat trigger. This will allow us to open chat with the agent. Then we are going to add an AI agent to our workflow. You can see a chat model, memory, and a tool. We will add a chat model to it. Let's say OpenAI chat. Now let's build the credential to connect from very scratch. You need an API key for this that you can fetch from DeepSeek R1. Go on the API section. Click on Create API Key. Create key. Give your key a name. Copy this and paste it back. And for the base URL, you can just copy this and paste it in the URL section. And make it as API v1. Now change the model to by ID. Go back to DeepSeek. Copy this DeepSeek R1 and just paste it here. Go back, save the changes, and just click on open chat and try something like, hi, how are you? You can see every node is working perfectly and the reply is being generated. Hi, I'm just a computer program, so I don't have any feelings, but I'm here and ready to help you. How can I assist you? Now you can add any node to the flow. Let's add Gmail to it. Click and type Gmail here. Now you will see Gmail options. Let's say select get many messages, and you can set the limit to it. Let's say let's set it 3. Go back, save the changes. There's an error in the Gmail. This is because of the login credentials. So add your credentials here. Create credentials. You can sign in with Google. Click on select all. Continue. And connection is successful. Go back. Save the changes. And just try give me the summary of the unread mails in my inbox that I have received. Error has occurred in the agent node. Click and open the error. Go on the JSON, copy this code, click here, select define below, paste the code here, and just go back and save the changes. Now copy and paste the same query. Now you can see every node is working perfectly. You can see the subject and the snippets of the unread mails. Like this is my first mail that I've received in my inbox. This is the second mail with the snippet of complete work before deadline. And this is my third mail. Eat your medicines on time. You can just scroll it down and you can see the additional recommendations also here generated by the AI. Like this, you can create a AI agent and utilize different models such as GPT, Gemini, O3 Mini, etc. and make your work efficient. That's all from my side. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video.